Welcome back, everybody. Summit 3 by Gigabyte continues. We've got Game 2 of EG versus Cloud9. What was hyped up to be a pretty big series, one of the possibly deciding series as far as who advances in this Group A. And, well, we're going to see what happens. I've got syndereN, Purge, and ninjaboogie joining me once again. How are you feeling about Group A, ninjaboogie? You guys have EG, Cloud9, and Vici Gaming.
It's tough, you know, like, so far every game has been pretty much, like, done within 20 minutes.
Is that the patch, or is that just being the games more than anything, like, just the specific games?
I think some teams just have an advantage in this patch, like, they've done more research and experimented more compared to other teams. I don't know.
Okay, well, we're going to look at some of the highlights from the last game as we talk a bit more about some of the things that went wrong for EG. Let's take a look at exactly what happened in Game 1. I feel like I gotta stop talking when that big music intro comes. It's like, I want to keep talking, it ruins my flow, and then suddenly it's like, whoa, I gotta make way for some music here.
I thought we were watching EG. No.
Oh yeah, this
oh man, Rave got destroyed.
I know, right? What a bad team.
Oh my god.
They can't be feeling good about it.
Why are we watching?
Why they roar Viper? Oh my god.
Hey, you guys got a kill here though.
Yeah.
Alright, that was a great gank. Comes at the cost of 3-4 heroes.
Wow. Worth it. It was so worth it.
Alright, so syndereN, you're the mastermind on this couch. How does this game pertain to EG versus Cloud9? What lesson can be learned or applied? With our amazing production value.
Vici geniuses and evil gaming. Alright, thanks production.
I mean,
well, there's actually a parallel to be drawn. Because EG got stomped about as hard as Rave did in that game.
What?
So it was like...
We got stomped? No, what are you talking about? It was a close game.
Whatever helps you sleep at night. Okay? Who would you rather verse? EG or Cloud9?
Based on that replay.
I don't know, like, you know, you definitely know that EG's gonna come back, like, even if they lose, like, they're gonna bounce back, talk it over. None? Can we find no? Can we just go to the finals?
Yeah. We just
we
move you
have a
forward.
bye. Let's have a bye on day 3 and just let us play day 4.
A redemption vote.
Into the playoffs.
Yeah. Playoff redemption vote.
So let's just knock out more teams and then have a redemption vote to see which team gets into the playoffs.
Exactly.
Just get all the Filipino fans on board. I mean, I feel like there's as many Filipino fans as like there are Western fans combined sometimes. So.
Yeah, but not a lot of them buy compendiums.
Yes.
You know, like,
yeah. Well, we'll just make it a Facebook vote then. If it's a Facebook vote,
instant win.
it could be like, yeah, Philippines would beat all these other teams. Like you have TI champions, and no, Rave would be winning a Facebook vote.
We'll just ask Mineski to post it on their Facebook page. They got 1.5 million likes.
All right. Well, we're gonna see EG Cloud9, guys. Let's get ourselves in the Game 2 draft. Here we go. Alrighty, similar bands coming out. Evil Geniuses going to take out the Gyrocopter. Visage banned out by Cloud9.
And they've got first pick again. So the team's picking the same again. Whoever had the choice this time.
I'm not sure who had choice which game, but yeah, either way, team's sticking with what they had.
I don't think they're going to ban the Bane now, EG. I think they... Generally, I remember there was one thing PPD said, which is it's kind of in contrast to what we see some teams doing when it comes to best of threes. He says, I think he said something along the lines of, teams that keep playing the same strategy, like you need to mix up your things going from game 1 to game 2. If you do the same thing again, your enemy team has analyzed you and they're going to beat it. Now, Cloud9 obviously just beat them right then, but they're going to mix it up here. Instead of just banning the same hero again, they do take out the Chen, opening up for a Bane, which is going to make for a very different game flow here. So, not letting Cloud9 get too comfortable and letting them do the same thing once more. All right, well.
Do you feel like that was one of EG's strats that we just saw? Like one of the things they prepared to go into the tournament and start things off with, or do you think that was slightly reactionary?
I think it was until the Axe. Or until the Brood. Well, the Brood into the Axe.
I don't know, the thing
you couldn't
about
see
it
what the strat was because everything fell apart, though.
Yeah, but even when you looked at the heroes, like... What I liked about the draft was that it seemed like they had some plans against what Cloud9 had, but the heroes themselves didn't have too... Like, they had good synergy... They didn't have good synergy with each other, but they had some counters to Cloud9's draft, apart from the Brood that ruined them. So I don't feel like that was a strat. I feel like that was a little bit of a one-off for EG, to be honest, and this game's going to be better. I am very sure.
What an interesting change. Dragon Knight went from, like, unplayed to like first pick. This is our strategy.
In 6.83, I think there was some sets like this hero was like 3 and 11, and all three. The only time it was ever picked, like all 14 games, it's always. I don't know if the win rate was that bad, but all the games it was picked, it was with a Chen. The hero, you would not pick the hero unless you had a Chen on your team.
And I guess the 3 wins were Cloud9 as well.
Probably,
Like
yeah.
I remember seeing them win with Chen or with Dragon Knight twice at least.
BG won once against us. That was like a 15-minute stomp.
Oh, at that DAC.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I remember that game. Another, it's Chen Dragon Knight always. Like the hero only works in cheesy like mid-game push strats.
Well, Cloud9 don't seem to care. Oh, you banned Chen? The only hero we can pick Dragon Knight with first pick.
It's gonna be an Enchantress, first creep,
Come at us.
Wildkin, get a tornado. Sumail's just sitting there trying to last send you to see the tornado flying across the river.
I actually
Oh,
think
God.
they'll pick Coddle.
So EG went back for the co-op again. Like, I mean, he's probably gonna have Sumail's gonna have an easier time now that there's no Chen. But
I mean,
If it's
Cloud9 will-
Sumail.
I feel like Cloud9 will definitely try to do something to mess him up, because that was, to me, the biggest reason to their success was that they really bullied Sumail mid lane.
I'm
Vice versa, EG will look to protect him more.
I'm curious if any of them are gonna pick up Wisp because, like, I mean, I know Cloud9 really loves their Wisp. I mean, they have no tail. Like, I mean, from our game VG versus against VG, they raped us with Wisp Tiny. You know, it's pretty broken hero.
Wisp Dragon Knight I think works okay as well. It's like kind of the same principle. Just up in front, you're tanky, attacking faster is fine. You have some AoE. It's pretty good. You kill towers rapidly. It's not the most typical combo since if you don't have your ultimate up, it's definitely weaker. But
Still strong though.
Yeah.
It's not as much burst as like the Tiny, like with the dagger.
yeah.
It's more on just pushing.
So Beastmaster pick for Evil Geniuses here. Beastmaster Quap. So that's definitely some early game.
I'm actually already thinking EG might be planning for some really heavy magical damage to bring down Dragon Knight. There's no heal this time. If there's one thing Dragon Knight deals with very poorly, it's Spell Burst. He obviously has very high armor and decent health gain and itemizes health a lot of the time as well, so might be thinking, alright, that was the Wisp. So I'm wondering if EG are actually already thinking ahead to a Skyrath. Great hero for AoE, great synergy with Roar,
Yeah.
amplifying the damage of Scream of Pain as well. It's one of the heroes we've seen in the past to deal with Dragon Knight. Like, either you get some really hard lockdown and spell damage, like a hero like Lion is great too, Lina, that kind of stuff, or you just get the spell burst from a Skyrath instead. They can't pick these 2 melee strength supports again. I think they're going to run into the same problem.
I'm curious if they're gonna ban Brood.
I think they will.
Probably. Last game was the Phoenix. I think Phoenix definitely a good ban, especially against like push strats, because he just fits so well as an offlaner who doesn't need items. But
And it was Cloud9's favorite hero in the last patch.
Yeah.
So
Was it played as a support or?
they did both.
the Phoenix,
Oh no, the Night Stalker. Yeah.
normally a support. They do
Support for no-tail.
Yeah,
Alright.
no tail.
But he's gonna be playing the IO, so unless Misery. I mean, I'm sure Misery can play. Yeah.
as well, yeah.
Some teams even run the hero off lane too. But
Yeah.
Cloud9, it's almost always been support.
5 seconds
It's a
remaining.
shot of the players here.
I think the main reason they're banning the Night Stalker is just to enable a Beastmaster. The hero really thrives at daytime, and Night Stalker obviously extends the night. He reduces the vision a lot of the Hawk,
Yeah.
and they want to be able to take initiative this game. I think that's the one thing EG really disliked about the last game, was that they were constantly playing reactionary, and they want to be opening with the Beast, they want to find the kills, and especially try to track down the IO, I guess, and try to snowball fights from there.
10 seconds remaining.
There is the Lion ban from Cloud9, so they do identify that this could be a problem. It's a great hero against Wisp with Finger of Death from a long range, or shutting down Dragon Knight. I still think...
Lion's kind of like a Skyrath with more disables.
Yeah.
And slightly less like reliable damage.
Just the Brood Man.
Is much more diverse as well,
Yes.
depending on picks. Like you don't have to worry about Storm.
And
Pick them all the time in solo
he
queue.
scales really
So
well,
there you
like late game. Like those Blink Hex is like pretty much instant.
So much better than Sky. Like, if anybody goes on you and they don't have a BKB, it's like, okay, I'm not going to die for at least 6 seconds. Skyrath is like, maybe I farmed 3,000 gold and I have a Yule's or a Ghost Scepter or something. Otherwise, I'm dead. You know?
So there's the Brood ban, and EG now, third pick coming up, and
10 seconds.
so what the two teams have in mind. You guys mentioned Phoenix, Cloud9's one of their most picked heroes in 6.83. Did not get touched. The Fire Spirit's vision or something was tweaked. I can't remember exactly what it was.
Yeah, it was actually a buff.
Yeah.
They now give Vision and Fog for a moment
Oh,
when you
okay.
throw them.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Like
So
does
that
it
should
like
get better.
is it vision when it lands or when it
when it
even
lands, I think.
Yeah, it didn't do
Pretty
that
sure.
before.
Because it's
no.
pretty gay if it
Just
like
the-
travels like whoa, is scouting.
Yeah.
Or,
I think it's just the landing area, and you get it's very small AOE as far as I know.
Yeah.
Well, they may not want to pick Phoenix though, because they do have a Beastmaster. So they've got attack speed for the whole team, better chance of killing the egg, counteracts the fire spirits a bit. And at the moment, at least, they have 2 good right-click heroes. Queen of Pain usually has pretty good agility gain, I think. Usually buys treads as well, and can obviously position well to initiate and break the egg. Witch Doctor, so team fight, Maledict, really good option against Dragon Knight as well, especially if the Wisp dies first and he doesn't have BKB. Killing tanky heroes, Maledict is one of the best ways to do it.
Death Ward kind of underwhelming against Dragon Knight, though. We can't have it all, I guess.
Unless you have eggs, then it's going to hit the Wisp. Then it's okay.
That's true.
but that's later in the game.
Yeah, you gotta farm the eggs, and they weren't able to do that last game.
Ooh,
There we go.
Again.
looks like C9's got a new favorite support hero.
Taking notes.
He was barely buffed too, which is interesting. Like you said, he was buffed with the eggs, but it wasn't by that much.
His chakra buff was
Chakra
pretty
got
big.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about
Monolink is better, too.
Yeah,
Monolink
I guess
is...
so.
I think
a
it was
lot.
actually one of the most buffed heroes, maybe.
I guess you're right. It was about 3, wasn't
Yeah.
it? Okay.
Mana Leak is
Can we
annoying,
actually...
so-
Can we mouse over Monolink right now on this?
I think
Let's
they-
see what it is.
I don't
With
remember.
our
We
obs,
can.
I'm not sure if we
It's
can
it's
see
gonna
it.
mess
I
up
think
with the
our obs
overlay.
is-
There's no way it'll
It's
look
taking a
good.
break.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess we'll check it when the game starts, because I remember this is so much better
like-
now than it used to
Really,
be.
what? I don't remember what they changed.
I mean, it was good
Stun
already
duration or
before, so
something?
like I don't remember what the change was also.
5
Now the question is if I'm remembering back to like 682 and I'm thinking about a 683 buff that made Monolink good, but I feel like
in
it
our
got buffed
modern
this
day and
version.
age, we have phones, so I can check out some 6.8 for patch notes.
Nice.
Ooh,
Oh man, they didn't get this as their. I feel like they really wanted this as their last big last game.
I think so, too.
It would just fit
PL was
with the
plan B.
cuddle. PL was an okay backup, but they really wanted.
is he gonna go Octarine car?
I hope so.
I think he will.
God.
They have.
What do you think it's a bit like? Is it Radiance, Manta, Boots of Travel, then Octarine?
Yeah, I think that's good.
And Radiant's got buff. I mean, it's got that
that's true.
pretty much like that 17% miss chance. It's a pain to deal with. Like I played it in pubs a bit. And it was pretty annoying. You're forced to like go MKB pretty much.
Well, what's fun about it was people were. I remember it's like a few years ago when Radiance gave you evasion.
Yeah, yeah.
I was complaining about, wow, what an
8%.
an arbitrary value. Why would we have this? It doesn't make sense in the item. Then it got removed. Now it just gives us 17% blindness. It was like twice as good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it was random. It was like 8% is like 1 out of 12 attacks or something like that.
It
It's
was
like, why would
strange.
this? It's like, oh, I got really unlucky. I missed the Radiance character.
It fits with the theme, you know, like it's sparkling and
Yeah,
doing
it fits the
damage and
theme,
like
but
It
get
blinds
blinded.
you.
Okay.
yeah.
8% is so low. It's like it doesn't even make sense, really.
Like Troll Bash. I agree. Troll Bash
Bash
is also dumb. Just remove it.
No, Trolls over.
Yeah, but you got that
man.
attack speed, so that's
Yeah.
like, it's like how many
Yeah.
times does he attack in a
He
second?
got
you know?
nerfed enough. Oh,
Not a hero we
nice.
see often.
Well, no, Arteezy no longer the team. They can pick this hero again.
It's funny and true.
How do you feel he matches up? Oh no, he's not going to be the safe or the mid. He'll be a safe lane Ember Spirit, and they'll probably still put Quap mid, right?
No, I think Fear's gonna go safe lane co-op, and then because isn't
You
this a
think this is-
Sumail? Like that's
I think
Fear?
it's a Sumail
Yeah,
mid
could be.
hero.
yeah, I haven't seen Fear play. I'm sure he can play it, but like I've never seen him.
Does Ember
I don't-
beat DK?
Yeah, I was about to say, I don't think this is a good matchup for Ember anymore. I think it was good before this patch, but
Yeah.
Breathe Fire removes Flame Guard on level 1. Breathe Fire level 2 removes Flame Guard level 2, I think.
No, it goes 50
No,
to 200, I think.
Yeah,
Oh, it's
50
200, yeah. So it's
yeah.
level 3 Breathe Fire removes level 2 Flame Guard.
Mono
Okay.
Lake, by the way, pretty big buff. At least as you leveled up, the cooldown got changed from flat 16 to it scales from 16, 14, 12, 10-second cooldown. So
Wow.
level 4 Mono Lake is a 10-second cooldown.
That's
Was
right.
that the only buff in this patch? Because then I'm
Yes.
thinking 683's change, which made Mono League way better. But
Yes.
It must be, but...
And
okay.
how much
Cuddle
is the
has-
mana cost for it?
Doesn't say on here.
It's like
Yeah.
100.
It didn't get changed. It's
It's a
80 even.
Oh yeah, and
80
remember,
to
it's
100?
actually it's a 6-second cooldown if you chakra yourself first.
oh
Yes.
So it actually
Yeah.
went from 16 to 6
Yeah.
if you do it that way. That's crazy.
Yeah, that is true.
screw
So-
eliminate, you know, just get chakra and mana
insane.
leak.
I still love the blind chakra.
There's
line.
quite a bit of merit to Ember Spirit here. First of all, he got fixed in the latest patch where there was a really weird calculation bug that made Battle Fury deal. So if you had 3 Battle Furies, you dealt less damage to creeps than if you had 2 Battle Furies. Like the calculation of damage in Sleight of Fist was really bugged. That got fixed, so the hero is actually playable again with Battle Furies. He's really good against Naga Siren, killing off the illusions very effectively.
If they're grouped.
And if there are like 2 things I feel like counter Ember Spirit really hard. One of them is if you have great single target lockdown like silence or stun early on in the game, or if you have either pure damage or heavy physical damage, you can like carve through and ignore the flame guard, and they don't.
Yeah.
It's actually going to be really difficult for Cloud9 to kill him, although Mana Leak can be a really good tool at dealing with Ember.
Does Mana Leak work like when he does Sleight of Fist? And does it like
no.
drain the
No.
mana?
Oh no.
You're invulnerable.
Cloud9, why?
Now, when you're in Sleight of Fist, you're invulnerable. I don't
Okay.
think you get
Yeah.
drained.
It's like a storm
Yeah,
jump.
okay.
Yeah.
Storm multi.
Legion Commander last pick. I've only
Yeah.
ever seen Bone 7 with like double-digit deathless here, but I think it's actually a good pick here because lock
Yeah.
down the Ember Spirit really
Yeah.
well.
Yeah.
It's
Lockdown
insanely
Queen of
good with
Pain.
IO.
Is he gonna get eggs?
Yeah.
This is like
Such
the,
a good
the
duel
one
lane.
game. They like need to kill Ember Spirit to win the team fight. By
So,
eggs.
some of those ag exchanges are kind of like silly.
All right, if Legion Commander gets Ags,
The Bane Nightmare.
I will eat a shoe live on camera here on the couch.
You'd say that. Somebody pass the
That
word to Bone
is-
7 right now.
I'm about to say, we're in the same house. It's not even difficult to do so.
Bone 7 is buying eggs.
Historically, that is the worst Aghanim Scepter upgrade I think I've ever seen in Dota.
Runner
Um,
one was
awful.
pretty
The
bad.
morphling is pretty weird. I mean, like
The hybrid? That's cool. That
I mean-
has some applications.
yeah, but it's too short of the. I feel it's too short. Like
The old
20
Wind Ranger one was the worst by far. It was the one that would buff your secondary attributes. Like if you had a Mjolnir, it would do full damage
Yeah,
instead
yeah,
of
yeah,
reduce.
yeah,
That one
yeah.
was the worst by
Yeah.
far.
That's still better than this.
Yeah, I think so
Really
too. Yeah,
is,
I think. So.
really. I don't know.
Like, I mean, how often do you need like, oh, I wish my duel was a bit longer? You know,
It's like you
Yeah.
could have invested those 4,200 gold. You could have bought a Deso, and then you could have won your duel in 5 seconds. You
It's
know?
true.
Are they going?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't like it.
So how do you think Cloud9's gonna lane?
I think Wisp LC offlane, Coddle, Naga safe, and Dragon Knight mid. But depending on what he does. All right.
Because I think they need the Legion Commander to have a pretty good start. Otherwise, it's kind of hard to come back with. Like, it's not really a good hero to come back with. You know?
Yeah. The Wisp can either be stacking and helping mid, kind of, although you don't want to be leeching much XP, I imagine, from a Dragon Knight, or helping the offlane. So
Nice play here from EG. They double block
30
the
Yeah.
pull spot.
And 2 secret spots, so it's difficult to know about these. Almost nobody ever blocks there with the obs, actually. The sentry one's very common. We saw it last game. It might even catch that observer ward. It's pretty close.
It is possible to place a sentry that sees both of these wards, though, right? If you place it like in the middle, right above,
Yeah,
that should.
by the tree.
I feel like
yeah,
most
should see
people
both.
don't deward there anymore, though.
Yeah,
They gamble
that's
to the
true.
left or the right.
It got out of like.
Out of favor, right?
Yeah. Before that used to always be like
Yeah,
the
yeah.
ward spot.
It was always that, and then on the bottom side in the middle. And then people started putting ones on the right and left side that were not the most useful, but blocked really was like hard to catch them. So most people gamble. We'll see if they try to deward. It's a safe Legion commander, so they don't even care. That's wasted wards actually.
Yeah, it's-
Similar to what we saw last game.
So it looks like Sumael is gonna go mid. We thought Quap would go mid, but
Okay.
I like the lanes of C9 because Coddle Naga, it's pretty annoying in the off lane. You got the 2 nukes, they can spam it pretty much constantly. So
And lowers armor, which makes Coddle's damage actually even better, because he's got a good animation. His damage is a bit low, but he's still a ranged hero, so...
and also how like PBD places his Earthshaker, he doesn't really stay in the safe lane. He always like creates space, like either blocks bottom or stacks. But then now you see him rotating top because they saw the lanes.
Double range versus one Witch Doctor. He's getting a little bullied. Ooh, dodges the Illuminate.
That's pretty important. Anyways, dead there if he gets hit by that.
Yeah, exactly.
Even if he survives, he's completely zoned out of the lane, which is almost just as bad.
I kind of feel like this is almost something old school. I'm thinking back like 3 years, people would run Coddle Naga lanes with like ensnare into Illuminate. I feel like it's something I've seen before, that there was like a short phase where that was a pick or a lane at that point.
Like yeah, I
Maybe
think
at TI3, was that it? Did
They-
Alliance run? They ran Coddle Naga as support duo.
yeah, support. Yeah, I was gonna say they ran it as a
Yeah.
support.
I think.
Yeah, they ran a lot of Naga that tournament.
It's a really nice setup for Illuminate. You
So-
can't really counterplay it. Very long range on both abilities.
Like basically the only one who could escape it is like Mirana. Like no one, you can't blink out a net.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
So, Legion versus Beastmaster looks like a pretty good lane.
For Legion, at least. Based on CS so far.
How'd they change his passive again? It's like the chance to
Really,
hit it,
really
but the
good
cooldown is very long, right? So the
Oh, it's not
lifesteal's
like
okay.
it can't like non-stop prop like before.
Yeah.
I think it's a lot better in the early laning stage now.
It is.
Because it procs so often, and the lifesteal is actually really high that like most of the time you're only getting hit once or twice, but if you can proc during that time, you easily have the cooldown by the time it comes up. So it's almost like you have the level 3 cleave from the previous patch at level 1 now, as long as you're getting harassed occasionally against a melee hero. So maybe he's a lot better in a 1v1. Maybe this is why they're picking him here.
The lifesteal is insane. Like, what was it? The
55.
old, the old one
was like 20.
That was like, yeah, that was like 20, and now it's
like
55 on level 1, and it scales up.
HP tops.
Like,
Yeah, it's 85%. That's insane.
it's actually sick. I mean, think about it. When you start scaling and winning a couple of duels, it's really strong.
And Legion does well against any melee hero, pretty much.
This is a lane Bone 7 should win, for sure.
Yeah, usually
Yes.
like you'd see like a Beastmaster win against other melee heroes, but like this is gonna be a tough lane for him.
We'll see what happens when the pig gets higher, because then the slow will be higher, and then it'll be easier to kite. And those first couple of levels are a little tough. Look at that, he's
But
getting...
even then,
Yeah, but he's got his first skill.
he needs to be careful that the
true.
boar isn't placed within the creep wave, because it can actually, I think he can one-shot it with level
Yeah.
3
Oh, really?
overwhelming.
Because
probably.
it's a summon unit, so it does more damage.
Oh, you're right. It does, doesn't it? Yeah, he's told... no,
No, it's
illusions.
illusion. Yeah,
Oh,
sorry,
man.
sorry. I mixed it up.
I
My
got
bad.
so excited there.
Yeah.
It's like, what a cool counter.
Well, we can see it now. I think Bone 7 might try. Okay, never mind.
He's probably waiting for level 5. Gotta be.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
He's got the mango though. He's got the mana regen.
There you go.
Yeah,
almost.
see,
Almost. Yeah.
And that was level 2.
That was level 2.
Yeah.
Oh,
Ooh,
now he needs
might-
to be careful,
Yeah,
actually.
ooh, nice bluff.
He kind of just lost his advantage in the lane there. He might send out a bottle now.
Yeah, he definitely needs to buy a bottle. Like he.
Yeah, there we go.
Yep.
Okay. So other lanes, DK versus Ember, dead even heat in the mid lane, and I mean for EG, you kind of mentioned earlier, they like to roam around the Earthshaker PPD, but they're really forced to just have him stick top and play defensively, which is kind of nice for Cloud9 because they can easily keep track of where Earthshaker is on the map.
Yeah, and the other lanes are just one-on-one, so they don't really.
Yep.
The mid laner and the off laner don't feel pressured.
How often do you see a Queen of Pain getting out-farmed by a melee hero in lane? Like, even if it's a 3-on-3 lane, Queen of Pain actually getting out-farmed by Naga. Very little bit, though, but still, it's kind of unusual.
Naga has really high armor, and she probably has a stout shield as well, so that hero's ability to reduce damage taken is really high. Plus,
poor
he's
Michelle.
got a Wisp, so he's got double the regen, double efficiency on regen, plus runes, so like, what is he supposed to do against it? Like, 10 armor plus
Oh, I'm not
support
saying he
and shield.
misplayed it. It's just a...
Yeah,
It's just fun
I'm
to see,
saying why.
but it's not unexpected here.
This game, if all six of the core heroes are just farming. There's no lane which is being won by either team, it feels like.
we also forgot to mention the Tether Chakra magic. Like everyone's pretty much got full
Oh,
mana,
man.
so
Yeah.
so they're just
Yeah.
spamming
Yeah,
out the lane. So, I mean, eliminate and then E just last hits with Riptide.
That's where Queen of Pain's going to have to spend a lot of money on HP regen, bottle, tango, salves,
Yeah.
because you're going to get spammed out of this lane very quickly.
And not to mention the supports are afraid to like come near because they're scared of that ensnare illuminate combo.
Really is dangerous. And that stops Blink, so...
Ooh.
Fada in trouble. Taking
Is
a
he
lot
level
of damage.
6? Oh no.
Oh, wow, he
I
didn't
was
go
just
ult.
about to say, I saw he was 6
Yeah.
earlier, but
Uh.
if he had like a triple remnant there, he does a lot of damage, but...
Ooh.
Bet he wishes that was an eggs.
Eesh. First item eggs.
That would have been a kill,
Come on,
guys.
phone 7.
I just love
what are
I
you
love that
thinking?
line. I love that line when the duel doesn't end. We weren't finished. It just gets roared and runs away. It's good detail.
Well, top lane for EG's got some breathing room. Like this is really weird. I don't think I've ever seen an Ember Spirit skip.
Oh, you got it now. That's even weirder.
Yeah,
you
the-
skipped
you'd-
the 4th
you'd-
point. No.
You'd want like level 4, like at least, like for most cases, you know.
Doesn't the Syrian chain scale really good between
It
level 2
it
and
becomes
level
like
3?
120 to 240 damage.
It's like, it doubles the damage for
Yeah,
the skill
but
point.
the duration's
so-
the same.
Yeah.
It scales very weirdly as an ability.
Yeah.
Yeah, before it was like only like up to people just kept it level 1 because it was like
Yeah.
really.
Because it was 2 seconds on level
no
1.
level 2 because it was like from
2 seconds or
Yeah,
something.
I forgot. It was a long
It was
time.
OP in the past with a few skill points, so they had to nerf it in a way that
That's
ended
been like
up with really weird numbers.
I'm remembering like 2 iterations. So the last one, people usually went for the build 244 because the second point gave the 2-second duration.
Yeah.
And then before that, people went 144 because the first point was 2 seconds. So it's
Yeah.
like you always wanted the
Oh, yeah,
2-second
yeah.
chains, and now Sumail is actually taking to level 3 for the
Initially,
damage.
players like Sing would go 440 even, I remember.
yeah,
That
there
was
was a
build
point
for
where
a
you played
while.
without Flame Guard.
Yeah.
Bambo likes that build too.
Yeah, because the Sleight of Fist was really like I think it was like added 120 damage
Yes.
at level 4.
Yeah, it was a lot better than it is now.
Especially like if you're against a range, you could just spam it out.
It's mostly the cooldown though. Getting down to 6 seconds is really
Yeah,
important.
big for
Octarine
me.
core, man. It becomes 4.5.
That would...
All that lifesteal from Flame Guard.
Yeah.
Fast is just so tanky. His just raw HP allows him to just do just fine in this matchup. He's got 1k HP.
Yeah.
7 minutes in the game.
It's pretty good.
I'd be really interested to see a stat on how many times Fata bottle crows in a game relative to the average. It's one thing Cloud9 does a hell of a lot. They really bottle crow their mid laner. Fata gets a lot of priority on the courier, I feel. And
Well, it's
I'd
just
love to see.
It's just to make sure like he doesn't really need help
They're
and
gonna
they
go
can
on
focus.
Here they comes.
There?
Ooh.
No? Does
No,
he
it's
have
Nair.
the ensnare?
No, he doesn't. He doesn't.
Hell no,
Okay.
dude.
Okay.
He mid. Sumail got aggressive, but can be cancelled.
What's that bounces? Godly. Yeah.
Even with that, I think Ember
They
was a
can't
bit
go for that.
reluctant. Could go for the burst flame remnant damage, but
That's
gotta
a
be
really
very
safe
careful.
ward for the mid laner. That one's almost never dewarded. Most people get too greedy on the high grounds, but these top teams are like, yeah, I'm gonna buy sentry all the time for mid. So
Ooh.
This is such a good rune for Ember.
Exactly.
And C9 have not scattered this at all.
They're in a hell of a
Oh,
lot
they
of
thought it
trouble
was
if they
shot
don't
there.
go back right now.
They,
It's first blood.
And
This
Misery-
Carl is so dead.
Unless he has bottle charges. He
Legion's
does,
coming
he does.
in. That's some
comes the duel.
Uh,
All right.
first blood goes to FC Mel. He wants a second. It's Big Daddy who's taking heavy hits. Gets the jewel up, but the kill comes out from the Flame Guard. And both 7 and Eternal Envy both low. Nice totem from PPD. Catches out 2, and with Fierce rotation, it looks like C9 going to get overrun top lane. They've lost 3 for 1, and AUI, okay. Envy says, I'll take the extra, but...
Oh, he's trapped.
no. No. Wow.
Oh, are you
Fear, has he
kidding
got to
me?
blink? Anything? Here comes backup. It's Wisp, and the
missed.
Fissure misses. Oh my gosh, and Fat has come back as well. PPD is trapped.
Wow.
What a-
Disaster strikes.
Godlike play by Envy. That
No.
was really, really good. I think he actually got level 6 from the kill he just got
Yeah,
before,
with
so
the-
he managed to skill up really quickly and get the song off. That was really nice.
A bit of a misstep by Fear,
Fear,
though.
yeah. Like
You can see
he stepped back a bit.
Yeah.
he needed to get closer to use the scream to get the kill, but it took him a little bit too long to get in range, and then that might have been the difference in getting that kill or a double.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he clicked right of the Naga, but the path was blocked by Witch Dock, so he tried to take the path around. He just needed to click like in the space in between so he could get close enough. But
That stuff's hard to keep track of. When
it's
you're in
actually
tree
crazy how much
spaces.
it means. Like instead
Yeah.
of 4-1, that makes it 3 for 3 in kill score right now.
Yeah, they could have snowballed from that into a
Yeah.
15-minute stomp.
Does EE have a poor man's like by any
He does. Yeah.
game changer?
It's actually huge. I've read something on Reddit, I think, of someone saying that because Stout got nerfed, Bug
Yeah.
7 might die, that Poor Man's is actually buffed, kind of.
Yeah, you can buy poor man's at level 1. Poor man's Tango. Before you always had like lacking like 10
That's
gold.
true, yeah. I didn't think of that.
Oh,
wow.
wow.
Okay.
That was a close kill.
Sumail,
Camera!
very aggressive mid play.
I think that was my fault. I was talking about poor man's. My bad.
Sorry, Weapons. Didn't mean that one.
No. What you're new to casting. Rule number 1: you always blame the dedicated observer.
Yeah.
What a noob.
Please.
So the level 4 pig build. The Hawk got nerfed recently, movement speed, I believe.
Yeah, but the vision's still crazy.
It got nerfed now.
The movement speed of the Hawk, yes.
Yes.
And they changed the scaling of some of the pig stuff, too. Might see a fissure here. They've got the TPs coming. Sumail going for this. Go for
Watch
the,
off the
great-
Wisp as well.
Ooh.
Nice Sonic Wave. Eternal Envy almost gets the dodge with the mirror images. And here
Uh-oh,
comes
uh-oh.
Ember Spirit into a stun as well as a lot of damage. Bone 7 has a duel. Sumail back-to-back deaths.
Winner.
Oh, dear.
20 damage. It's
Oh,
a game
boy.
changer.
And it's crazy how, like, with the new, what's it called again? The new Moment of Courage.
Bottom tower is under attack.
The duel just means so much more for Moment of Courage right now with how much damage it does. It's really, really good.
They do get a tower out of it at least. Are they going to song? No, they don't have song yet, actually. Universe Invis.
Tower has fallen.
Wow, he's almost got a relic. He's 1k away from it.
It's that kill and the trees made such a big difference. Wow. He's so farmed. 2-0-2 on a Naga is such a scary thing. Can EG deal with the illusions decently? I don't really feel like they can. It's with an
Ember's
Earthshaker.
Dire's top tower
Yeah, but
is
it's
under
like
You split them normally
Yeah,
anyway.
the split push illusions are going to be really obnoxious for EG to deal with.
This could be it. We could get to see the Octarine core Naga.
But it's not like a game where it's like all on Naga. Like Fada's having a great game, and also Bone 7.
Yeah.
Like all the 3 cores in C9 are just doing really well.
And
Like
they-
he's almost got his Shadow Blade.
Yeah, that's going to make so much pressure.
Wow.
So it is a poor man shield on Legion Commander.
And that's going to be really big item against Queen of Pain and Ember Spirit to be able to initiate in with a Shadow Blade before these heroes can escape.
They songed for a DD rune there, so no song for 3 minutes.
Worth it.
Oh, Fata gets aggressive. One at the Tier 1 tower, and he's completely caught out here. The Tier 1 does go down, and Fata
Damage.
kept alive by the Wisp for a little bit longer, but does trade his life for an Earthshake, and No-Tail dies to the Death Warden.
Did they get the tower, or was it
He
denied?
went to the Radiant, I believe. I think the Siege Creep got it.
Yeah.
Radiant.
It's okay. They got a little bit of map control.
That was a good fight for EG. They really needed that. Only lost the support. Used a lot of ultimates, but
It still feels fine for Cloud9 because Naga's farming. They got the
yeah,
tower money.
That's true.
The DK dying is... It's like they lost the DK for a tower and an Earthshake. I guess you lose Wisp as well, but that's not really... doesn't have too many big consequences.
If EE keeps this up, he's gonna have his Radiance like within 15, 16 minutes. It's gonna be...
Very, very early.
What's Fear going for? Do you think he's gonna go for Orchid? Yeah, he is. I don't know.
They can blow up the Wisp fast. I mean, if the Wisp keeps dying like he is, then he'll be a target that they can actually grab. They have so many stuns.
It's really nice against Legion too. If you have if you get to precast it because of a Hawk, for example, and he blinks into duel and you just insta Orchid,
Yeah.
he kind of has no counterplay, no like Manta or he's not a Manta hero. You can get BKB, but
All right.
He's got-
I like this
No,
pickup by
it's okay.
Beastmaster. He goes Blink instead of the typical Necro 3. They realize that they need to get kills, and especially against a Naga, this is a better way to do it. Like a Necro 3, you're not going to be able to run into range. She'll just sleep you. If you get the Blink, you can at least Blink ulti. So he's going to be hunting Naga, basically, and trying to delay the Radiance as long as possible. But I don't think they're going to be able to delay it much. We already saw the Relic flying out. So
I mean, he can just basically stay in the jungle. He's got unlimited mana.
it's good they got that Tier 1 tower. If they didn't have a Tier 1 tower and then Radiance came online, there was no way they could pressure at all, because
Yeah.
any action in the jungle could be punished with TPs.
And they have great wards up right now. It's like they have 4 observer
Wow,
wards.
they really do.
It's pretty...
Oh, there's the Blink Roar. Fata may not find a way out. He's trying to Shadow Amulet, but they're going to Sonic Wave, and that catches No-Tail behind as well. Fata dead, and No-Tail very, very low in HP. Nice smoke rotation from EG. That was all 5 EG heroes, though. And still, Naga farming off of the bottom lane, so...
they need collateral. But I don't think they're getting in against this.
Coddle.
Kira in the late.
It's
Again, it doesn't feel like EG are getting enough.
it's amazing how tanky that hero is. Like, he just has 4 points in Dragon's Blood, and it took like 20 seconds for him
Yeah.
to die. They used 3 ultimates. That's space created for EE. He doesn't have to worry about Roar, Sonic Wave, Death Ward.
And PPD's at 750 gold, so a long time until they have the salvation of the Blink Dagger.
I feel PPD has to make some big plays. Like,
Yeah,
he's gonna be the game changer in the fights.
Oh.
And
Shadow Blade.
Did they ping? No, that was Radiant ping.
They're
So
relocating in. Fierce sees it, and
sleep. Sleep.
Yeah. Oh, they do have it.
He's got Blink in 1.
Shadow Blade about to wear off.
Oh, he's so dead. You can't stop the Dragon Tail, man. That stun hits you.
It's so scary. It's one of the scariest stuns, I feel.
Especially because the sound's really loud and he pops from invis and you actually just crap.
really loud.
You crap yourself. You're like, oh my god.
It's one of those moments when you're playing, you're like, oh, you get shocked. You're like, whoa.
Giant invisible dragon. Stunned me. Perseverance.
I've seen this a few times on Sumail. I wonder why he goes Treads. Like, is it... Like, I mean, Treads... I know Treads is buffed now, but like even like in DAC, I saw him go Treads a few times.
I feel like you can farm faster with it once you get your Battle Fury, because like Sleight of Fisting for your killing it works, but look, like he can jungle so much faster this way. Once he gets Battle Fury, he'll cleave regular camps a lot more rapidly.
I think he needs the tread switching when he's not getting drum.
True
That's
that.
probably the main thing. Like, this hero is really mana dependent, especially if you want to use Fire Remnant more than once. Like, if you drop all 3 into one burst, it's 150 damage. But if you want to jump just 2 times, it's 300.
Yeah,
Flame
3
Guard's
times.
more than 100. Like, it's you very quickly lose your entire pool. So,
And Tread's got buffed, I think.
Yeah,
It's like
1 extra stat.
9. So
Yeah.
So I think EG did like the smart move here. They picked up an early jam, try to gain back the map control,
all that evasion.
but the Radiance is up.
This is actually
It's scary.
really problematic for EG.
I know.
No, Fata in the front lines,
There's
and EG have to control this Dragon Knight. Blink in, Bone 7 the one getting caught out perhaps, or PPD, he's going to go down first, Illuminate goes flying through, but Bone 7 The first casualty and only casualty so far. As EG.
It almost seemed like a scouting ult. Like,
Yeah.
oh, how many are you? Oh, okay, you're 5. We'll
Yeah.
just everyone else back out. We'll just lose the duel. They don't get the damage and farmer a wisp in the same lane.
He just obviously didn't expect their whole team to be there when he went in for that one, or he thought his team would back him up.
Yeah.
Kind of felt like a ditch in some ways.
But Wisp wasn't there, right? I think NoT.Today was already in the bot lane, so he needed to relocate in first, and that takes too long.
No, it's just space created for EE, dude.
Yeah.
Roar's down.
I mean, that is true.
Like, I mean, that's pretty much the only spell EE's like afraid of. Once Roar's down, he could just push the lane.
EG is probably saying, like, you guys just go off. Like, if I can get, like, 1 or 2 more items, we have no way of losing.
Yeah, like, the pressure's on EG.
Yeah.
Like,
And finding one pick-off every couple of minutes doesn't really get EG anything if they're not getting towers.
but the map control at the moment is for on EG's side, because they got the early gem up.
Got a roar in 12.
Well, looking to engage in. They did spot C9 with the Hawk, and
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Yeah, but it's also scary to just engage like that, because if they do lose the... Oh, they found Fada.
that's a nice kill to get.
He's far away from everybody.
Yep.
He's so tanky. That's-
Relocate, not.
That is...
Oh, wow, that was so good.
What a
Oh, wait, he
clutch
was
witch doctor.
maledicted.
Bone
Was he
7.
maledicted?
Bone 7 got a solo kill on Fear.
He wasn't maledicted, right?
Dire's top
No.
On the DK.
believe
That
so.
that was actually the last hit then.
Yeah.
That just got him.
Very close.
That is insane. Such a tanky hero. He's got 34 damage. Aghanim's coming.
Dire's structures are fortified.
Hope your shoes are worn out. Make it easier to eat. That's a big kill, though, killing the safe farming Quap there.
And they have the same net worth too, going into that duel. So it actually beats him. We obviously didn't see it, but I think he can kill Quap from full health with the
He's on strength.
with a new
hits,
moment
too.
of courage. That seems likely, I guess.
Does Bone 7 have Blade Mail? Or no?
No,
No,
I
it's
don't know
just-
how he
it's-
killed him. Maybe it's the new
He probably just did, yeah, the...
new item.
Yeah.
or
Is
the
it? Can we
new
see moment of
change.
courage one
Ooh,
more time?
We got an
What is
instant
it?
replay, guys.
Oh, wow.
I don't know
Production
what-
value.
What's the? Oh, okay,
Or-
it actually doesn't
or
matter.
what-
So the old moment of courage would have done it as well. I guess
Okay.
I'm
They're
talking
queuing
out
it
of
up.
my ass here, but
I don't know if is this live or
This is the jewel.
it's going to be a lot of him getting hit. Oh, so he had a full creep wave too, and probably procced his thing every time. Wow, that was just enough. The creep wave definitely helped. That was at least 75 damage.
All right. Meanwhile, in the live game, Misery caught out and brought down.
Another observer mistake. Bad time for the replay. What are you thinking?
production. Get your shit
One
together,
was
Brian.
observer, one was production. So we can fire weapons, and then we can also get rid of K-Poptosis.
Structures are fortified.
We're gonna be running out of people working for us by the end of it today.
EE is just getting massive. He's already up to 10k net worth. He's got his travel up. He's gonna be all over the map already.
It's very rare we see a Naga being this far ahead because teams are usually putting a lot of emphasis on shutting down Naga as
Yeah.
much as possible because they know this can't happen. But
And they went
They got away with
aggressive
it.
tri lane.
Yeah.
You know, like, and they did it successfully.
It was a good trialing though, and it was the support Earthshaker. What's Earthshaker gonna do versus They catch Fada again,
Space, don't worry.
casting their spells.
he's not gonna die.
Relocate,
Yeah.
not
Oh,
even. They
this
could
is
relocate
dangerous.
him out, but not gonna go for it. Instead, just gonna tether him up, overcharge, and meanwhile,
Sumail,
AUI.
maybe? Wisp dead.
Okay. One useful thing the Ember Spirit can do. Still caught in the ensnare. Dragon Tail may be coming in soon, but Fata loses the ulti form. Here comes Universe. Blink, Scream from Fear. Gets the Dragon Knight.
It's gonna go back in.
Sumail wants in.
Miss Illuminate.
Universe is gonna go down. The gem.
Should be able to be reclaimed by Fear. Looks like the gem hits the deck, and
Is he in trouble?
he has Song in 13, but
Ooh, he missed
the
the
chain.
stun.
The miss.
they missed Chain and Fissure.
I think Queen of Pain, yeah, Queen of Pain recovered
Got that
gem.
down.
Okay, that was really good for EG.
Yes, I agree. That feels
Guess
like
what's
the
the
first
recap on
actual
that?
good
Did they
fight
actually
they've
gain?
had.
Okay, 1,300. Wow, that's more than I thought. I felt like that was
They,
gonna
they
be a little
killed
more
a lot
even
of
than
important
that.
heroes. I mean,
Yeah.
Sumail got a solo kill on the Wisp while they were busy with the other heroes.
That's true.
The duel
they won
happened, but it
3-2.
didn't get a kill, I don't believe. I don't think the Witch Doctor died in that fight, so...
Yeah, but the
No,
Naga
he
didn't
did die, but it wasn't the dual kill. Naga got the kill, but
Okay.
it was after duel ended.
They weaved really well in and out was the main thing, and even when they went on the Ember Spirit, he was able to jump out of the way, waste the ensnare, and then re-engage. And Orchid's finished, so they got to worry about that as well.
But he's so soft. Like, he needs I don't know. Should he go BKB? But there's duel, you know, it's like...
And he's going to get Ag, so...
I think
Yeah.
Shiva's is good.
Dire's
Yeah.
top
I think
tower
Ag
Oh,
is
there
the
it is.
color.
There's the first piece, guys.
Or
Oh.
It's actually the BKB counter if you think about it.
Silver's
you should
Edge.
wait out that 10-second BKB.
what if he gets Lotus Orb, and then they like duel each other,
And then it's
instead-
like a double duel?
double duel.
Does that I think that should
Do you
work,
get twice
right?
as much damage from it?
Yeah, well, actually, that might be possible.
Someone's got to try it.
Maybe it gives double damage because one initiates duel and the. I don't know. That sounds
I feel
weird.
The
like
other
there's no
duel's
way
back,
that
and instead
you
getting plus 18 damage, you're getting plus 36.
That's like
That's the dream.
double up.
There's no way you can cast... Well,
tower is under attack.
yeah, maybe with Lotus.
Ooh, was it? Oh, that smoke
one,
was...
I think one of them was in range.
Yeah.
Yeah, they have an observer ward just
Yeah.
right there.
Didn't spot the 3 behind, but
Will they collapse on this, or are they just going to...
Naga,
Run away?
Naga's just gonna go crazy this game. How close is PPD from his dagger? Does he have it? No.
He bought Tranquils instead.
they're moving back north.
Tranquil's pretty good versus Radiance, at least. As long as they don't hit you, you'll still regen.
They probably figured that Obs like saw just the smoke effect.
Ooh, this could be a collapse. Or they could relocate back, though.
Dire's
Yeah, but
bottom tower
look at it. If they
has
choose to,
fallen.
they're going for the
Oh,
kills
he
at
sees the
bottom.
wisp. That's the kill.
There's no Naga, there's no Legion. At this point, Vato showed himself hitting the T1 tower when
Yeah.
two of his core hero teammates are top lane.
C9's
He's
very-
basically saying, you guys
Oh,
can kill me.
Sumail!
Look at that damage, DD.
assist from Radiance Illusions.
It feels like C9 are just happy to give EG a kill hero there if they're pushing towers and getting map control elsewhere.
I feel C9's just very good at splitting, like the pressure. It's, like even though like EG would get a trade-off, it's either like the Naga's farming somewhere else or they're pressuring another lane.
Yeah.
And has EE died at all this game? I don't think so, right?
Once.
No.
Oh, I'm
he
sorry.
did.
I was thinking of the last game. or something.
The juke in the trees or whatever earlier today, or
Yeah.
this game.
It's true. He's almost got Manta.
Does he go Manta or does he go Heart?
On Naga, I feel
Manta, I
like...
think.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Manta
yeah,
Octarine Core.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Here we go.
First.
I'm with
always.
syndereN, Manta Octarine Core.
I think they're,
Oh,
they're
duel is ready again.
Goodbye, Witch Doctor.
Oh, he's mega dead.
He's back up nearby, but they're not going to get here in time to save him. Is there an escape plan here? Possibly a relocate if they need it, but EG just do not really want to fight this one.
Can they grab the skill? There's a roar.
No, they don't have enough damage.
They'll turn around if they need to.
Okay.
Oh, almost caught him with the song. Meanwhile, mid.
Look how deep Fada's playing. Like he just went past the tier 2 mid tower, looking for kills.
First Battle Fury up.
What do you think Sumail's next item's gonna be?
Lincoln's?
Ooh,
I don't know.
space created.
Maybe another Battle Fury? Is that unreasonable?
He even relocated
Yeah,
bottom lane, by the way. There, that's what's also insane.
I was gonna say that.
Leave the wisp and.
They're so good at doing this. Like just like.
my.
See, look. Okay, they got the wisp, but look, now their bottom tower is gonna gonna go down.
They've got no raw. They can't really. I mean, maybe they save the tower, but they're not getting kills.
They're just so
Oh,
good at
dear.
spreading the map.
What should Sumail get, though? Like,
Damage. I
Lincoln's is really good against Legion Commander. It's
true.
also nice against Dragon Knight Stun, but it really depends on the initiation and the type of fight. It's great for sustain too. Kind of benefits a lot from the mana
Yeah, but
and the regen.
they need damage, and he needs MKB like to clear out the illusions also. You know.
They're trying to get. Aoi's
He needs
almost
too
got
much.
nagged, by the way. Aoi's actually trying to farm up some damage for the team.
It's very close.
Yeah,
Oh,
but
that's true.
that evasion from the illusion, from the radiant.
It doesn't
It does.
blind.
No,
it
it's
doesn't-
not
it
evasion,
doesn't
it's
give-
blind.
Oh.
So it won't
doesn't work
affect the
on-
ward.
Oh, it's like a debuff on the heroes.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, okay.
It's
okay.
an aura miss.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I guess if you BKB, it doesn't work or something, I would guess.
Yeah, because the radiance doesn't affect. Okay, okay. So.
Yeah.
Like just like a minute ago, they were all at bottom. Now they're all at top.
Must be so nice playing a Naga with a Coddle, because you usually have a lot of mana problems at this stage of the
EG
game.
saw the smoke. They have a ward right there.
Okay, so are they going to fight it, or are they going to do something else?
They kind of have to
Instead.
take advantage of this and get a fight. I think if they just dodge,
Yep.
they know they're losing. So.
They're positioning on the high ground, hoping to scout it out.
Yeah, but Song's up, so if everything goes bad for C9, they could just Song and run away. It's tough for EG.
They'd almost have to initiate on Naga and kill him right at the start without a relocate. I think that's why they played it safer, I guess. Necro 1. Gem still up. At least they've had gem control. There aren't very many wards on their side of the map, and that's definitely hurting C9 there.
Yeah, just this one ward, which has been here for a lot of the game, but not giving that much aggressive vision right now.
Yeah, that one there.
But just look at the network.
That's insane.
He will
Oh,
6-slot fairly fast,
Yeah.
but then he'll stop, I guess. And they do have a decent counter with the Ember Spirit. If Ember Spirit can get a lot of farm, and he can use the Sleight of Fist at the right time, it can actually do an insane amount of damage, because you can get cleave off of those illusions.
You know it's a Cloud9 game when?
Pause.
Oh, okay.
I think they have a... I can't remember if I saw an actual stat
yeah,
on that.
yeah,
I
they
think I
have-
saw a stat on that. They have twice as many pauses
As
as
in-
any other team in the West. Or
I think it was...
or twice the average. or
I think K-pop did a stat on it, and it was... Yeah, it was number of pauses per game, not like pause time, pause duration,
Yeah.
but I think it was like Team Secret who were like 1.4 and Cloud9 is like 3 point something.
Wow.
This is in there. This is not them being the ones who pause, but like a game with Cloud9 averages that many pauses per
Maybe,
game.
Oh, I see, okay.
maybe it's lengthened because of the duration of games they play or something.
Oh, that's true. They've
I'm
had
not
a
sure if
couple of
that's
really
factored in.
ridiculously long games.
I feel
That's
like
true.
they got
Yeah,
targeted a lot for DDoS.
they're holding the
too.
record, right? For like the longest
Oh,
game.
yeah.
the
that
200-minute game
that was
against
them.
SFC. That didn't even have that many pauses, I think.
It didn't. There was like a
That's
pause maybe like
insane.
2 hours in where
Oh, yeah, you
people are like,
cast that,
I
right?
need to pee. And everyone's like, you know what? I totally understand. You can take that.
I watched like the
But-
highlights
Yeah.
of it, and even the highlights itself was like 20 minutes long. I'm like, what?
Cloud9 average match length 42 and a bit minutes. And they've had
pretty
some
long.
insanely long games. So far this tournament, one fast, quick win. So,
Another DD on Legion Commander. He's got plus 62 damage. He could solo kill just about anybody on EG right now,
Yeah.
except for maybe Beastmaster, I would say.
I think he can kill him even.
He's got his BKB too, so it's-
Yeah.
he has nothing to
no
fear.
eggs.
Not
Aw.
yet. Just wait it out. Wait it out. You never know.
If the game's going.
I'm happy
3
I
hours.
don't need to eat that shoe.
Your Cuddle has an eggs too, so you're especially happy.
I'm not going to eat shoes if Coddle buys an axe. I'm going to eat a shoe if someone is 6-slotted in Coddle and doesn't
Okay.
buy an axe.
It's just really weird
6-slotted Coddle.
how Valve thought about like, hey, let's give an Aghanims upgrade. I mean, because like it's Legion Commander's like one of his heroes. Like he either like snowballs because he gets a lot of duels, so the duels don't even last that long, or he's so behind that he'll just die like when he duels.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they'll eventually lose. Unless you get like a really underfarmed support like Lion or something, who doesn't have a lot of good right click and low
They,
HP.
they should have given him the axe treatment where it gets like a really short cooldown. That would be fun.
Oh.
Maybe broke it. If you
that would be
snowballed,
broken.
you would snowball so hard,
Yeah, you would.
and then in the games where you're struggling, it wouldn't help you catch up.
I
So-
do believe the dual damage is capped.
This is what EG needs.
Really?
It's like
No.
400-600, something like that.
Really? I think the highest I've ever
That's
seen
what I
was
That's
like
probably a Dota 1 limitation. It sounds like a Dota 1 thing. I'm pretty sure there's no cap in Dota 2. I don't know though.
well, usually the game's over if you win that much. You know, like I don't think anyone can fight Legion Commander when it comes to that point.
Free rapier.
This is pretty big for EG.
Yeah, that's what they needed.
Blink
But-
Earthshaker, Witch Doctor Ags, lots of good
huge.
stuff.
Look, their team fight's coming together. They're ready to fight basically. No heroes missing anything except for maybe like Ags on Quap would be nice. But
What do you guys...
Cloud9 don't have to fight them though. They
Yeah,
No,
they
don't.
just Naga them.
Exactly. I was gonna say that like, they don't have to flash them at all. What were you gonna say, Cinder?
What do you think about Witch Doctor skill build? I feel like this is pretty unusual. He's got
Whoa.
9 skill points in skills and 3 in stats, right? He's level 12, that's 5, 7, 9, yeah.
Yeah.
So he actually didn't max out Maledict or heal, but he's just tanking out with stats. I feel like this is unusual. But
he had 3 in stats. It wasn't that much.
he doesn't need it to have like all of his spells available or anything. You have more than enough mana with an eggs.
I think like early he was leveling up stats just to like survive a bit more in the
Okay.
lane, and then now he's like slowly leveling up his skills. But
Oh, so he had the stat points in the lane.
I think so. We didn't really see.
He was 4-1-1 early on, I saw.
Oh,
But I
okay.
don't know
That was
how
when
many
he was
stats.
level 7.
I
So he
didn't-
had
I
all
didn't
his
see how many
points.
stats he
Okay.
had. I
I
feel
guess this is like maybe an anti-Naga illusion game. Like against Naga
Yeah.
illusions, I guess you could get heal.
I would
but-
get heal versus illusions,
Yeah.
but there's a
guess
lot of heroes that Maledict's good for, but they have BKBs, so
Exactly.
maybe not.
I guess that's why he gave up on leveling Maledicts. Like
Yeah.
whatever.
I can see Maledict not being useful this game, but heal,
All right. No Octarine core. Not yet, at least.
disappointing.
Can drain
Just
their
a
mana.
standard diffusal blow.
Well, will this work? Like you put Octarine Core, like if you're like 7th slot, like you put Octarine Core, you use like all your images, and then you remove it.
That would work, yeah.
The cooldown will still be like quick.
Yes.
Yeah,
reduced,
Should
right?
It's
be-
based on when you cast it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
Ooh.
Oh wow, all that info.
That's some good
okay.
damage. He died pretty fast. His armor is not doing as much. It must have been the eggs.
Yeah,
boosting it up to 180 or
plus
whatever.
30 damage when you get Aghanims on Witch Doctor. I think.
Yeah,
Yeah.
150 or 120. Okay.
90. It's 90
A
right now.
medallion would be really good this game too. Actually, I feel.
Who buys it is the main problem. I guess
Or
Probably
Solar Crest.
Witch Doctor.
What about Beastmaster? Once his Necro 3's finished,
Solo Crest is really good.
It's-
I like that a lot.
If you can get it early on, like
especially versus Legion.
I feel that mana, the item has to have like a mana cost, because like if you can snowball really hard, with, like if you get that early
Yeah.
on, because 30% evasion is
Yeah.
pretty big, like 20 minutes in.
We haven't seen a lot of supports rushing it. FY rushed it on his Mirana in the last set, I believe.
Yep, we saw one.
I think
he didn't get anything else.
Puppy was rushing it on his Dazzle.
That one makes a lot of sense though, because Dazzle's damage is all physical, so you can buff up your Poison Touch, your Shadow Waves. Plus, you can use it on Grave targets maybe, so give them a higher chance of surviving after the Grave. It's really synergistic with that hero, but like on Potom, for example, it doesn't buff any of her damage directly because it doesn't increase your magic damage, so...
So Ember is going for Lincoln's.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it makes sense.
Yeah, he definitely needs it. Like
It's pretty good here. The question was if it was the item he would get now or get like 3rd or 4th.
it helps him like push in deeper. Like, you know, he can push out the lanes more without being scared, unless like
He doesn't get soloed by Dragon Knight anymore or something like that.
Or-
doesn't get soloed by a C.
Yeah.
But he can still easily die. He can get caught by a song and they relocate or something. It's
Or
just
Force
screwed.
Staff on Dragon Knight.
Next level.
Gotta break that link.
Well, what's Coddle
Atos.
going? Is Coddle
As
going
Axe.
Aghanim? Oh, okay.
Oh boy, here we
It's,
go.
it's not like the heal's going to be super scary because Cloud9 aren't just 5-man pushing. They're completely splitting the map, so I don't see the heal being a huge part of
It's
this.
the
but-
vision, I feel.
Yeah.
Division and permanent ultimate for recalls.
Yeah, so you can
all around
spam
the map.
recalls.
Yeah.
Yes. Still, still seems to be a good item. but-
Because like Cloud9 never got the gem from EG, right? So that vision is
Yeah.
gonna be really helpful.
Does Blinding Light stop Sleight of Fist? But they're going
Oh,
in.
that's
Lincoln's
a
used.
very valuable Lincoln's
They did
pickup
not
right
scout the Lincolns, I don't believe. He blocked the DK stun, I think.
there. Yeah.
What's Bone 7
Lincoln
going for?
Clock too.
He's got a ultimate orb.
Sheep Stick.
I
Scotty.
feel that's weird. But then like I mean Cheap Stick's always a good item.
Lincolns for Raw, potentially.
Well,
Yeah, like they can just put Lincolns on the DK and then he can just
Yeah.
siege. Yeah.
They haven't got many good spells to break the Lincolns, really.
I feel like Bone 7's one player that actually buys Hex a lot on his heroes.
Really?
Very often. He'll buy it on like Clockworks, and he bought it on a Phoenix one game at Starladder. He buys Sheep very often.
I mean, it's just such a good item to have.
Yeah.
Ooh, PPD was spotted.
Maybe a bit of an ulti waste, but
Eh,
he needed it to get the kill because he was outside of the range.
I mean, Cloud9's not in any rush, like, because EG has the Aegis, right? I think it's expiring like in a minute or so.
Yeah, I think Quap has it still.
Yeah, see, a minute.
Bit of a interesting game.
Oh,
Like
okay.
Cloud9 have a ridiculously farmed Naga. So far ahead of everyone, but it's EG who seem to be controlling things a bit better right now.
Ooh, he might go in. There's a net.
Uh-oh.
Wait,
That
what?
was not the right way to go.
Oh.
That was...
He was
He
in
panicked
okay
hard.
position
Sleep,
until he
sleep.
ulted.
Someone got...
That's an extra
Wow, there's
Oh,
just fights
Nemo in
everywhere.
Jungle?
bonus kill.
Oh, what are you gonna do, Obs?
We're gonna make fun of you either way.
Oh, missed the wisp kill. What?
Wow, come on.
Oh,
That was so
jeez.
obvious too.
We even pointed it out. Like, we cued him. We told him there was action going on.
Where's the picture-in-picture shit production?
Well, at least I got one kill out of it. Losing Sumail is obviously pretty bad here.
And to think about it, like Cloud9's lineup, it's so hard to push into those two heroes, Legion Commander and
Yeah.
Keeper of the Light. They just clear the creep wave with those two spells.
Yeah.
It's insane.
They're-
It's gonna be so tough for
And
EG.
like, if you just look at win condition, I could see EG getting all the items in the world. I still can't imagine
Yeah.
how they
How do you deal with
reliably destroy, like, even tier 2 towers seems almost impossible right now when you look at their lineup.
And it's not even just the deep push of LC and Coddle. It's just Naga alone.
It's only Naga I'm thinking about. Like, the
Yeah.
other things just makes it even harder, but just the Naga, they
Naga
can't really
has a
deal
Scotty.
with.
Good luck now. Naga's even tankier.
Well,
I'm really
Nice item.
prioritizing items which give his illusions more damage. The level 2 diffusal didn't even use a single diffusal charge, and he upgraded it. The Scotty for more agi. Not only tankier and harder to kill, but a lot of agi.
Yeah, they're gonna siege. I think. because Earthshaker's down. That's the big... Oh, they went for a smoke. Okay.
It's a
Pretty weird.
unconventional. So yeah. Not really a normal smoke spot.
I guess
it's
no,
daytime,
they're just gonna song or just like try to get a pick off.
They've got the
It's
vision
really cool
advantage with the
synergy
cuddle, yeah.
between these two heroes, actually. It's nice.
All right, well, they're going to push now.
I've always wanted to see like a team with like Night Stalker and Coddle, like just both of them with Aghanims. Oh,
Fighting it
Sumael.
Well, the Raw maybe going to keep Sumael alive a bit longer. Luminate goes flying through. Bone 7, the first
Wow,
strike,
that
great!
ward!
Witch Doctor ultimate. The
Wow.
song came way too late to prevent it, and that just saved EG that fight.
That was
They
Probably
need
saved
collateral
Top
now.
Racks.
They really need a bonus.
Two-hero Fissure going to help, and PPD running in, gets blinded forward. Unfortunately, gets stunned up by Fata. Can't get off the Echo Slam just yet. Will not get a chance to. Universe getting low. Illuminate goes through, heals up Fata. Fata still alive for a bit longer, but he finally gets brought down before EG gets sent running.
Sumael has to buy out.
Doesn't have a remnant, I don't believe, and well,
They really needed a collateral, but I really don't
they
blame.
went for it.
I don't blame them for going for that, but
Yeah.
the fact that PPD got shut down like that just lost them the entire fight. I don't know if he got a little bit ahead of himself and got too excited to get in and get the kills, but ideally you let the Ember Spirit lead the charge a bit there, and if he soaks up all the stuns, then you get your Echo.
Yep.
Instead, he went in, he took the Dragon Knight, Dragon Tail, and just
Wow, this is
got brought
pretty
down.
ballsy. Sumael. He's gonna go
That
I
was
don't
down.
his
think he's
last
got
ulti.
a remnant.
He's got to be
Yeah.
careful.
He's stuck.
dead.
Oh,
that- wow.
That's...
And they don't even get the miss.
the miss. GG, Cloud9 2-0.
Wow.
Evil geniuses.
Told you, Purge.
You got me.
Thanks for the odds.
No
Thanks for
problem.
the Bugattis.
Glad we didn't bet. In real life. Just our...
So you thought
Integrity.
EG was gonna win?
I thought it was more EG favored, yeah. I didn't expect a Cloud9
He said it'll be like either a 2-1 one way, 2 on the other way, or a 2-0 EG. Basically, 3 of the 4 scenarios he said. The one he didn't say.
I was wrong. I was definitely
It was just
wrong.
funny because syndereN called you out like you just listed every scenario.
I mean, that they played
You
really
win some,
well.
you lose some.
It seemed like their drafts were ready to go. They knew what they were doing with their drafts. They had really good lanes. They won their lanes. They had their
EG
pushing.
An EG game 1, I feel like they had an unconventional draft, but this is a more standard EG draft.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we didn't know going into the series how good EG are right now. Like, we haven't seen them play for a month. Cloud9 definitely playing their A game today so
agree.
far. This has been really, really good. And like ninjaboogie said, EG is the kind of team that bounces back in the tournament and can go very far from the lower bracket, but it's always scary to get 2-0'd on the first day.
And this is a double elimination, right? So if they lose on the follow-up set after this, they're just out.
They're taking on this guy right here.
You got this, right?
Yeah,
I feel like you look at that series and you're like, you're glad it wasn't if it was a close series and both teams played well, you're like, we're fucked. But the fact that EG got stomped as well, you're probably like, okay, maybe we got a chance.
I mean, like it's still gonna be tough either way.
Yeah.
You know, it just feels good that we're not the only ones that got 2-0'd. Pretty, you know, like. But
Yeah, just
still,
like, EG got 2 out also, look.
yeah. But Cloud9's doing like they had a warm-up tournament, so like I feel that's just the problem with EG right now is they don't really have much experience in this new meta.
Well, partly by choice. They don't play a lot of
Yeah,
tournaments,
that's
so there are tournaments out there. But that does it for Evil Genius Cloud9. I don't know if you guys have much more to say on that one. syndereN?
Oh, why do you put me on the spot?
I don't know.
What do you think, Purge?
Why do you put me on the spot? ninjaboogie?
The Coddle seemed like an integral part of both games.
Yeah.
I guess that's one of the things that's worth talking a little bit about. Cloud9 prioritizing it in both drafts. Game 1 and Game 2, they third picked it both times, I think. A very big part of how they put pressure on the map. They constantly just push out lanes everywhere. So you always need to play reactionary Dota. They're the ones leading the charge most of the time. Gives them really good tri lanes. Seems pretty solid. I'm glad to see a team rolling with Coddle.
Yeah, might be a new hero that's like gonna be flavor of the meta.
Yep. All right, well, thanks for joining us. ninjaboogie will have you around. He'll be playing a couple of days.
Yeah.
Maybe a couple more if he does well. We'll see. But, guys, that does it. EG Cloud9 is a wrap. We're going to have Vici Gaming versus Cloud9. That's our third best of 3. Both teams dominant. We've got one more series coming your way. But for now, we're done. You're watching the Summit 3 by Gigabyte. Stay tuned for more Dota 2 action.